I'm Pete White.
I'm Stephen Mowry.
This is John Fitch.
I'm George Griffin.
I'm Michael Davis.
Hey everybody, this is Island Fight CEO Dean Toole.
Hello world, what's up everyone? This is Dave from the Fight Bananas podcast. How's everyone doing out there today? All right, man. Another great show for you in the books, man. So much content lately. We're just so grateful. We just had FRM super agent Abe Cowell on the show. We just had UFC fighter Jordan Griffin on the show. We just had tons of fighters from Island Fights 58, so much more. UFC 240 preview, it's crazy. The content is king, and Fight Bananas is king. But here we go. Another great show for you. We got Dustin Lampros on the show. I can't wait. Met him at Dean Toole Promotions show last month. A lot of people were saying this is the next up-and-comer, big-time fighter. Definitely want to talk to him. Bantamweight. He's 25 years old, just getting into his prime years in MMA. So definitely a lot to talk to Dustin about. Everyone calls him Scrappy. Hey, that's a great MMA nickname. You got to love him that. But real quick, before we talk to Scrappy, check out our sponsors, guys. Warhammer Fightwear. Check them out on Amazon. Buy all their gear. Definitely support. When you support them, you support us here at Fight Bananas. So definitely check out WarhammerFightwear.com. You can always buy stuff on their mother website. And then, of course, on social media platforms, Facebook and especially Instagram, drop that follow. Give them a follow. Warhammer Fightwear. And lastly, and still nutrition, the best supplements in the game. Multiple fighters, especially Island Fight 58 fighters like our main man, the Lion, Lucas Alexander. Definitely showing them love at the N Still Nutrition. On Instagram, it's the real N and Still. So definitely give them that follow. Drop it. We're coming in hot, guys. You know us, Fight Bananas Official on IG. You know you are already subscribed to the YouTube page, Fight Bananas. Man, let's talk to Scrappy, and let's go Bananas. All right, guys, we are live with my main man, Dustin Lampros. Everyone calls him Scrappy. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk with you today. How you doing?
Doing real good, man. We're just having fun. It's summer. Let's talk about that, man. It's summer in Florida. I know you're down there in South, right? Down there in Miami, in that area?
Yeah, a little north, I'd say.
Okay.
I'm closer to Fort Lauderdale and Boca Raton, so in between there, yeah.
That's the ritzy place up there. That's ritzy.
Yeah.
So how's your summer going?
It's going good, man. It's going great. It's hot, very hot, so I'm trying to stay cool, stay in the water a little bit, stay inside, but, I'm usually in the gym, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Okay, it's kind of funny you said that. I've talked to a couple of fighters lately, and they said, I've talked to a lot of them at American Top Team, and they really love training down here in Florida. They can go outside and to the beach and run in the morning before the gym. Do you think that's a little bit of an advantage that we have here in Florida than other fighters? And, maybe Milwaukee with Rufus Sport? It's cold 24/7 there,
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. I think it's definitely an advantage. I think more mentally, honestly, waking up in the cold isn't too waking up when it's cold out and or not nice out,
Yeah.
It doesn't give me much motivation. Like when it's warm out and it's nice and it's beautiful, it makes me just want to go tackle the day,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. 4-0, undefeated as a pro. Looked it up, 4 first-round finishes, all strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone says you murder people on the ground, but you're murdering them standing up as well. So, in the next fight, first let's talk about those first 4. How have you felt how your progression has went in your professional career?
Coming from the first pro fight to now, I think it's more honestly about what's been my biggest strength and what's helped me a lot is just being so relaxed in there. Honestly, just being able to control every situation, control my thoughts. I'm in there where I could literally just talk to my corner, during the fight. That's how there I am.
That's
and
good.
I think that's the biggest part for me. That I think that's what gives me the advantage in these fights. Just staying relaxed and knowing that with who I train with, it isn't gonna really matter on the regional level.
For sure. Let's talk about that real quick. Where you train, Hard Knocks 365, one of the best gyms, not if in Florida, the whole world. Talk about that gym. Talk about you and some of your training partners there.
Oh man, it's great to be there. I'm coming. I'd say October is going to be a year training out of there, and I've had 2 professional fights out of their camp, and obviously, both of them went great, and I never felt better coming out of a camp. And honestly, it was a change for me. I was previously at ATT for 3 years, and then I went home for a year, and then now I'm at Hard Knocks, so I got to see both sides of the big gyms and, having those caliber fighters around me. And I think Hard Knocks is just the fit for me, The style of fighting fits me. I'm a scrappy person. I like going in there and banging, and that's Hard Knocks style.
Sure.
So I think it fits me pretty well. And I love it. I love training there. The guys there are awesome. Everybody there is hungry. Everybody's there all day training, trying to get better, and we all push each other. So it's really cool.
That's awesome, brother. Is there a legit rivalry between kind of Hard Knocks and ATT, or is it just, hey, fighters, you want to be world champ? Absolutely. You want to be a bantamweight UFC probably world champion one day, so it doesn't matter what gym they're at. Or is there a little bit of a Red Sox-Yankee rivalry there?
No, I was just with for the ATT guys this past week and hanging out, celebrating one of their wins, actually. I get along with everyone there. It was more of one of the managers there that we had a conflict of interest, and so it just wasn't meant for me to be there anymore. But no, I get along with the guys great. I don't think there's no rivalry. I think in the sense of the fans, there, you kind of hear it. You get the Ultimate Fighter show, Black Zillions, and ATT, and I think more or less it's just being that close of gyms. Honestly, that's the reason it gets the title of like a rivalry. But
like
no, not really.
Duke, North Carolina. They're just so close. They're down that road down there in North Carolina.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Man, American top team. They're getting a ton of wins lately. The Mazadov is just probably one of the best moments in UFC history. John Jones. It's crazy. There's just tons of wins. So you're trying to get in there in October? That's what's next for you?
Is for what?
For like a fight. When's the next fight? When's the next?
So I have 2 fights left with my contract out of Shamrock FC out of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm planning on fighting September 6th. That's the plan right now.
Okay.
We don't have an opponent yet. We're kind of figuring that out. But it's just kind of more or less, when I'm ready. And I actually kind of coming off a little injury right now. I'm starting this camp with an injury, and I'm kind of in the process of feeling out if I want to wait and push my fight back till November, because I have another card in November.
Sure.
So right now I'm trying to listen to my body and kind of in the process of still trying to make the decision if I want to carry on and have a full camp and go into this fight like this, or if I should just rest it and be 100% in November. So we'll see. Yeah,
and that's a great call. It's such a tough decision. Almost everyone I talk to before fight day, almost you're never 100% in a way, but you don't want to go in there 60%. You don't want to go in there into even a bad camp. You want your camp to be legit, have a great camp, and if you get nicked up during it and still can be in there at 88%, you go get the first round finish like you do,
Yeah, right. No, and that's exactly why I'm even I've never called a fight off before, but I'm 4-0, 4 first round finishes. I'm sitting pretty, nice. So, and I know that the UFC is looking at me, and I know I'm close. My agent's been in contact with them, and I know we're almost there. So I don't want to make a stupid call and go and try to fight injured, and even winning by decision is not what I want.
Sure.
I want to go 5-0, 5 first round TKOs. So that's the goal. And if I feel like this is going to hold me back from doing that, then I definitely will make the right decision.
Okay. You mentioned you said those 3 letters, that the magical UFC letters. So many different fighters, the mentality, it's UFC or bust, or a lot of fighters are like, hey man, PFL, they're paying $1 million for the winner. Bellator, ONE FC, especially with lower weight classes, a lot of big things happening there. How is it for you? Is it, you want to be UFC bantamweight champion, or is there just, we'll kind of catch and see?
Yeah, it's UFC bantamweight champion.
Okay.
There's no, and this is no knock on, PFL, Risen, ONE FC, Bellator, no knock at all. Great promotions, probably will pay more in my first 3 fights fighting for him. I don't know though, but for me, it's about the dream, and my dream growing up since I was like 12, 13 is be a UFC fighter. And, for me, I feel like with how much determination I have and how much sacrifice and how much I put into this, that regardless of what I do in life, I'll be successful and I can make money elsewhere. You know, like,
For sure.
I don't think this isn't if I don't do this, I have nothing else in life type thing, you know, but this is my dream, you know, and I don't have a plan B, you know what I mean? My plan B will come when plan B has to come, if it ever has to come. But, you know, everything's about this, you know, get into the UFC, and hopefully I can be in there by next year and have a long career there. You know, that's my idea as a fighter, and what my roadmap has in my head, if it was up to me and if all goes well, is to get there and have good 15 fights in the UFC, make my money, get out, make my platform. More or less, it's make my platform and show the world who I am and what I could do with such a platform, you know.
Man, that's awesome, Scrappy. Talking about platforms, this is a transition. This is where I met you. Supreme Paddy, Mills, all that Dean Tool promotion, talking about Instagram and different, you know, careers and platforms. How did you get hooked up with that, with helping with Supreme Paddy? You were in this corner. We saw you, you know, working with him the day before there at the office. So how did you get hooked up with that? How did you think that night went? It was incredible, man. Hanging out, partying with Mazadov and Showtime. It was just a great week at Pensacola Beach. There's stories that are, you know, we can't tell about Skype. You know what I mean?
Right. No, awesome experience, first off. You know, blessed to be a part of it. I have a good friend down here who took me under his wing, and he's a mentor of mine. And he's actually a featherweight in the UFC, and he trains out of American Top Team, Charles Rosa.
Yeah.
He actually, Dean got in contact with him about training Paddy, and then, you know, Charles asked if I would like to be a part of it and help him out too. So, of course, I went with him and helped him out, and honestly turned out I personally, the whole experience itself was awesome. Like, I think, you know, to see someone go like Paddy, to go in there, like, when I say to see someone like Paddy, like someone who has never trained before, besides training with us for 4 weeks before the fight, and going in there and stepping in the ring with someone who's been hit in the face, who's been in MMA fights, who's won an MMA fight by knockout, TKO, you know, for him to go in there and face a guy like that and to stick his tongue out and still be that relaxed, it just shows like he's a special individual, you know,
sure.
And he, if he took it seriously, I think, honestly, if that kid took anything seriously, he would be successful at it, you know?
Yeah.
So that was really cool for me, you know, being a part of that, helping him out, meeting Mills, making the connections that I made. Very, very good experience.
Yeah, it was a great night. I've talked to almost everyone since that night, that weekend. Everyone they have great, you know, memories of it. It was great times. You know, it was really good to support charity, the Bulletproof Foundation. So it was really, really cool. One thing you kind of mentioned, you know, before was you're 12, 13 years old. You want to be a UFC fighter. What was your very first UFC memory?
Well, my very first UFC memory was DVD. So I got a DVD of.
What are those? What are DVDs?
Yeah, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to describe. It was one of those circular things that we used to put in. Well, I had some it's like King of the Cage and UFC 1 and like old DVDs that I got. But I kind of knew of, it wasn't, UFC wasn't first. It was more actually Pride. I had like a video game, an old video game that I played, and it was an MMA video game. And I can't tell you what the name of it was or what console, but I remember I had this video game, and I always wanted to, you know, I always thought it was cool. And I'm Greek, and my dad always told me, you have a Greek uncle who was a champion in Greece, and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. He always told me that, and I'm always like, yeah, I want to be a fighter. Well, I've had the nickname Scrappy since 4th grade, and I got that in football. So I kind of got it for fighting during practice with my teammates.
Okay.
So I kind of, and the dudes were way bigger than me. And long story short, the coach was like, wow, you're a little scrapper. And it just stuck. But no, I had a video game that kind of got me interested. And I always told me that I want to do boxing. I always want to fight. I just want to, you know, I didn't know, from the middle of Southern Illinois, middle of cornfields, we don't know about anything. You know what I mean? I had the video game, and my dad bought mitts. He bought some hand mitts and gloves,
really?
and
That's
we would
awesome.
hit around in the kitchen. Yeah, just messing around. That was about it, though. And then it was my first UFC memory. It seems so cliche to say, but it was the Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner fight. That's
sure.
kind of like what I was like, holy shit. You know, that's what got me onto it. And my mom had a friend come over one day and telling me that he was all training, taking lessons and stuff. And I was like 14, maybe 12. I would say I was 12 at the time, 13. And I'm like, what? There's lessons you can take, And he's like, yeah, it's up the road. So about a year later, after I graduated 8th grade, my friend walked in and he had a black eye. And I'm like, what? My mom stayed in the trailer court, and her door we had a screen door. And so I always had friends coming through, knocking, saying,
sure.
Hey, what's up? And, but he swung by, and I was watching fights at the time. It was funny. And he had a black eye, and I asked him how he got it. So long story short, I started training with him once or twice a night, like a week. And this is talking about no real training, just MMA, just going in there for an hour, just going at it, not really knowing. And, yeah, that's kind of how I kind of got into it. But competing, I had my first fight on my 15th birthday. It was actually a kickboxing fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't do kickboxing or not. Like, it was just what I was legally allowed to do. But my pops was to get
headgear?
Tickets.
You had to wear headgear?
Yeah, headgear, shin guards.
Yeah.
And he asked my dad, anybody likes to fight there? I guess they were trying to find fighters. And he's like, well, my son, he took a couple classes. I'll ask him if he wants to do it. And I was supposed to go there to watch the fights for my birthday.
Wow.
And I ended up fighting, and I got the shit kicked out of me. I'm talking about I was bleeding out my eye, my nose. I was just all busted up. I loved it, though. That's when I knew, like, I could do this. Like, I was bleeding head to toe, but I had white shorts on. And my shorts were completely bloody.
Yeah.
And it was funny at the time. My mom ran over there with an inhaler. I'll never forget this. And she was like crying, "Oh my God, you're all right." I'm like, "Get away! I'm cool. Like, don't embarrass me. I'm fine."
These chicks are digging me, man. I got red shorts on with the blood. What are you talking about? Come on, Mom.
It was funny because I was 15. The kid was like 16, 17. And at that time, that's a big difference when it comes to maturity, like
oh, for sure. 16,
17, 18. And he had 6 fights, so I just went in there but I ended up winning by disqualification. I came back like second, third. I was putting on a good fight with him, but he kicked me in my groin 3 times, and they called it. They're like, "Listen, this kid, yeah." So that's how I got into the beginning of it.
That's epic. That's a great story. We're here with Scrappy, bantamweight, Shamrock. Hopefully September 6th. That'd be great. Hopefully you're healthy. Go through camp. A couple more questions, and we have a thing at the end. We have it going bananas, 10 funny questions, real quick stuff. But this weekend, Max Holloway, Frankie Agner, I would love your thoughts. I know it's a featherweight, one weight class above you, but, come on, man. I love this fight. Frankie's that old school guy. I've been watching UFC for 20 years. I love me some Frankie Agner, but Max Holloway he's absolute must-watch television. What do you think about Max versus Frankie?
It's funny. I just got asked that this morning from one of my buddies. So I think, personally, if Max is gonna win, he's gonna have to finish Frankie in the third by TKO. Third, or he's gonna outscore him and beat him by decision. I don't think he'll stop Frankie in the first or second.
Agree.
But Frankie's tough. He's tough as nails. Come on, let's be honest. And Max Holloway's tough as nails. And I think it's gonna go one or two ways. It honestly depends on who controls the range. Frankie can get on the inside and just make it make it really scrappy and get in there. I think Frankie could put it on Max, but I don't know. It's hard to see Max get finished. I don't see Max getting finished, But Frankie's such a finisher himself. I mean, look what he did to like Chad Mendez, I think it was. Guys like, just smashing him. So I think Holloway by third round TKO or Frankie Agner by a first round stoppage.
Wow, that would be crazy. First round. I really think these two fights, that's the main event, co-main, Cyborg versus Felicia Spencer. Felicia Spencer's a friend of the podcast, Orlando, the Jungle MMA and Fitness. I think people are sleeping almost on this card. UFC 239 was just incredible. UFC 241's DC, Stipe, Pettis, Diaz, it's just crazy. I think Max versus Frankie has a secret all-time, Rory McDonald, Robbie Lawler just fight. I think it's going to be just epic. 5-round war, because I don't think either man is going to put that TKO on either one. I see a 5-round war, probably goes to Max. And then I think Felicia Spencer is going to upset Cyborg. I think when you go 15 years and don't lose and you get that loss, and then she's like dealing with the contract, and then she's already thinking of Amanda Nunes. Felicia's from Canada. Like all this upset, juice is just flowing. I really like Felicia Spencer in the co-main event.
What's Felicia Spencer coming off of? Do you know, like, win-wise?
Yeah, she just beat Meg Anderson. She was the Invicta FC champion. She's undefeated, never lost. And she just beat Meg Anderson. A lot of people thought they were trying to boost up Meg for maybe Amanda Nunes fight, and then Felicia went right through her. She just has this knack of just grabbing you, and then she submits 4 or 3 in a row first-round submissions.
Well, then, in my opinion, I mean, here based off that, I think it's gonna be like who can control what, like if she can get Cyborg down, then yeah, of course, but I think Cyborg's gonna have 2 ways coming back, bouncing back. It's clear it's either A, she's gonna come back pissed off, savage, tear this girl's head off type style, or it's gonna be she's gonna go in there cautious, hesitant, not pulling the trigger.
Yes.
And then that's when
Felicia grabs on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Can't wait. That's this Saturday, UFC 240. All right, man. If you're ready, we're going to go bananas, 10 questions, funny with them, whatever the first thing comes to your head. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right. Describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words.
Describe myself as a teenager in 3 words? Cocky as hell.
I like that. What's your favorite app?
Snapchat.
Okay. What's your favorite item in your closet?
My favorite item in my closet? I would have to say my I keep my lacrosse balls in there that I use to roll up my bag. They're probably my favorite because I don't have much in there.
What actor would play you in a movie about you?
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, my God. That's awesome. Your favorite podcast or YouTube show?
My favorite podcast or YouTube show? I would have to say my favorite YouTube show would be Mad Dog TV.
Okay. What was the last name of the first girl you ever kissed?
The last name of the first girl I ever kissed? Oh, my gosh. I think Kraus.
Okay. Everyone always loves this. Fighters love this. What's your least favorite sparring partner?
My least favorite sparring partner.
Everyone always has someone that goes 2 seconds after the round, or they go a little bit too hard. There's always someone in that gym.
Well, there's no one that I specifically at Hard Knocks right now. We all kind of train together, but there's someone like Sean Soriano. I do not want to. I mean, it's not that he's a mean person by any means. He's just nasty at kickboxing, and that's a night off after that.
All right, man. 2 more. What was your last Halloween costume?
A cop, but not a cop. What's it called?
Like a Super Trooper?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Super Trooper.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how I nailed that. It's crazy.
That's perfect.
Last one, my man. Who's your favorite combat sports athlete of all time?
My favorite combat sports athlete of all time? Well, I personally think he's the greatest combat sports athlete ever, and I'm sure a lot agree and a lot of people don't like him, but I think John Jones is the absolute best ever to do it.
100%. There's no question anymore. He is. I don't care about outside the octagon. Like we're talking about fighting. Michael Jordan.
Bro, let's look at that list.
I know. Like Hall of Fame. He just beats them all. He beats the best people at what they're best at. And Jordan has done crazy shit outside the basketball ring, but no one cares about it. He was 6 for 6. John Jones is absolutely the greatest fighter ever.
Hands down.
Yeah, it's done. Man, awesome shit, my man. Awesome. It was great to talk to you. Can't wait to see you. I'm actually heading down there. I'm heading down south this Monday. I'm going with my main man, Michael Beast Boy Davis. He's going to be training, doing some rounds down there. Say what up to Stephen Mowry. I like Stephen Mowry. We always go down to eat. So
Stephen, I said what's up.
Yeah, he's a good kid, man. I like him. Sure. But, man, appreciate your time. We'll talk soon. Oh, what's your social media handle so everyone listening and watching?
Yeah, you can follow me on Scrappy_135 MMA. And that's for Instagram, and Dustin Lampros on Facebook, and that's my social media.
There you go, my man. Thank you so much. Have a great time. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, David. Thank you, bro.
Later, brother. And there we go, guys. What a great interview with Dustin, man. Scrappy, big, bright future for him. Can't wait. Bantamweight, it's a great weight class. So many great fighters in it. And I just loved his thoughts about Max Holloway and Frankie. Me and him have definitely the man crush on John Jones. He's absolutely the greatest fighter of all time, except for Scrappy, of course. And, man, just can't wait. Bright future. Can't wait to see him. Hopefully he is in the ring September 6th. That'd be great if he is. Maybe we'll get him on right before he fights or maybe right after he gets his hand raised. And he will get his hand raised. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening, watching us on YouTube. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Like this, subscribe, throw a comment. Man, we love the community. Slide into the DMs. We got questions galore. Fight Bananas official DMs. Probably the next podcast when I'm with my the professor, John Radford. We're going to answer some questions. So, guys, enjoy UFC 240 this weekend. Give Scrappy some love. Follow him on all of his social media platforms. And make sure you always go bananas. FightBananas.com.